Hello my dear friends, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Sarita. Happy Sunday. I have a short candle review for you today, and you deserve a short one because that last one that I recorded was way too long. I cannot believe it. I apologize. In hindsight, I should definitely have split it up into two videos and just done like the Homeworx ones and then done the other ones, but hindsight is 2020. I almost re-recorded, but at that point, like it was 50 minutes and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to talk all the way through these again. I'm just not. So today will be very short. I have a Homeworx candle that I got from TJ Maxx or Marshall's, and it is Woodland Amber with this kind of nice little wrap around here from Homeworx. Actually, I can just look at the price tag. I believe it's probably TJ Maxx because Marshall's has a very special label. So I think that this one was TJ Maxx $16.99. I'm really hesitant to even review this one because I've been told by certain people that this is not Woodland Amber. It is, actually nobody knows what candle it is, which I think is a little absurd. There are whispers that it might be Woodland Trail, which is a similar candle. But then Woodland Trail came out or at one point had a different smell. And then there was a Woodland Amber that was sold on QVC this season that was different than this one. So, I apologize because honestly, I have no idea what candle this is. When I picked it up and hauled it, I originally did say that I didn't think it smelled like the notes, but I really liked it and thought it smelled really fresh and nice, and so I brought it home. And then that's when somebody in the comments was like, well, it's not Woodland Amber, it may be Woodland Trail. So the notes listed here on the back of this Woodland Amber are amber, sandalwood, cardamom, and white patchouli. And with the white patchouli, I think that they're trying to communicate that it is like a high perfumey, refined kind of patchouli. So basically what you've got there is amber, sandalwood, and patchouli in a very high range, which is to say that you should be getting something fairly like personal fragrance perfumey. And then it's cardamom in there, so it might be a little bit spicy as well. And that's definitely not what you're smelling. Woodland Trail is sugared cedar wood, warm amber, smoked oak, and marshmallow. So really the only thing that it has in common is the amber. And then if you want to call sandalwood, if it leaned more into a wood than a sandalwood, then it would make sense with the cedar wood and the oak. I actually don't think that those Woodland Trail notes are exactly what this is either. Because I just would expect to be getting more marshmallow and something creamy, and I'm not really getting a whole lot of creaminess from this candle. I'll tell you what it is that I am smelling. I am smelling a lot of wood. There is wood. And I would say it's kind of in that cedar oak kind of place. So cedar wood oak here for Woodland Trail. Yes. But then it's not like a creaminess per se. The sweetness is coming from something that seems almost roasted. If you told me it was pumpkin or pumpkin spice, I would believe you. I don't know that it's marshmallowy per se. I thought it was a pumpkin spice when I smelled it. And I think there might also be a little bit of ozone in there, which kind of has a very, not only cozy indoor feel, but cozy outdoor feel with the traditional pumpkin spices. And like I said, a kind of beautiful roasted pumpkin note. Gosh, I'll eat my hat if it's not pumpkin. It's really nice. I mean, it's like a pumpkin spice with some wood and some like charred roasted dimension. It doesn't go smoky so much as roasted, I think. Now I've got a lot of soot though. So I don't know that this candle burned particularly well, but it did burn down to the wick clips. And toward the end, obviously it was burning really, really small. So that's where the ripple effect is. It just was really sooty, and I'm not really seeing a whole lot of soot here on the outside of the glass, but it just was kind of dirty. And I'm smelling a lot of soot right now. Because the fragrance too is a little on the weak side, any amount of sootiness just started to kind of translate into the fragrance. And I didn't love that. So Strength and Throw for me was a little on the light side, to be honest. I kept it in a hurricane for most of its time here in my house. And I think I could get it up to about a 5.5 or a 6 with the hurricane. Without the hurricane, I think it was closer to like a 4.5 or a 5, which is a little bit light for me personally. And I can't say that this fragrance is groundbreaking, but if it was strongly in the 7 to 7.5 range, I think I could recommend it a little bit more highly, whatever candle it is. I was driving home from church today and I was thinking to myself, Homeworx actually has a lot of these candles that I'm noticing, not only for the fall, but also for Christmas as well, with the tree scents. All of them are nice. They really are. I mean, there's really very few fragrances that Harry Slatkin does that are appalling or cheap. For the most part, they don't smell cheap, you know? And most of them, there are a few that are off-putting, I think. But for the most part, they're all very pleasant. But I would say that this candle, it fits into that category of pleasant and adequate. That's what I'm going to say about it. Pleasant and adequate. It reminds me a lot of that, the Midnight Moon one or whatever, the blue one that we did for Halloween. There was a nice ozone-y fresh pumpkin spice as well. Again, very pleasant, but a little bit more on the adequate side than brilliant or remarkable. And it seems like Harry Slatkin does a lot of these. I personally would prefer a company that does fewer candles, but does them really brilliantly. At the same time, they're all very nice and they're all very adequate. So that's what I've got for you. It's pleasant, it's adequate. I can't really recommend it that highly just because the Strength and the Throw is not there. But even if it was there at like a 7 or a 7.5, I don't know that it's necessarily brilliant. But it is very pleasing, especially when the soot doesn't like mess with the fragrance. Currently, this is not available anywhere except Nordstrom Rack, so I will link that down below. But I imagine something similar will come out next year, and I do think that it diminishes itself quite a bit by us not knowing what this fragrance is. I don't think it's Woodland Amber. It's not perfumey enough, but I'm not convinced that it's Woodland Trail either, because I do think it goes more pumpkin spice than marshmallow. That's just my nose, but I could be wrong about that. Anyway, that's what I've got for you. I'll see you in the next one.